My name is Russell Milburn, and this is my first video blog for IDS403, Preparing for the Future. In this first video blog, what we're talking about is socially constructed technology, or technology that's been created by human interaction or influenced by human interaction, and in turn influences further human interaction. The technology that I chose to review is your ad blocker software. What that is a software that you install on your local system that prevents advertisers, when you're surfing the internet, from one, tracking what you're doing and in order to cater their ads, and two, actually displaying their ads on your system. So this technology is actually fairly interesting to me as a computer guy, because it was developed because of the back and forth interaction between two social groups. You have on one hand, you have your content consumers. That's your average user, like you or me, where we go onto the internet and we look for weather, we watch a movie, we talk to our friends. All we're doing is consuming the information available on the internet. The other social group are your content producers. These are the people who make those videos, develop your social networking sites, and write the news. Now, from the perspective of the user, as the internet is a free and open place, and the idea is that I pay for access to it, and this is a communal area, and if you want your area of information to be restricted and you want to make money off of it, you got to put that up on a paywall, and that's fine. You can lock that up, and I don't have to view it. On the other hand, your second social group, they see this as a matter of, hey, I took the time, I created this content, I'm putting it out there, and what we're doing is our advertisers are paying us in order to create this. We have to show advertisements. That's how we make our money. And that's actually an interesting part, because we don't have time to go into the complete history of these ad blocker programs, but the initial development of this advertisement-based internet system actually came from the human interaction. The initial thought was, here, I have something that I created. Pay me and I'll show it to you. Well, users said, no, I'm not going to pay you. Everything's free here. It always has been. So they took the content creators took a page from the newspapers and said, all right, well, you can view this for free. We're also going to show you these advertisements at the same time. And consumers said, okay, that's fine. We're used to that in the newspaper. Well, what happened, as normally happens, is technology advanced. The advertisers found more and more ways to exploit the data that is available on the internet, and to where the advertisements became invasive and actually dangerous to consumers. They started to contain malware and various malicious viruses, and also track everything that the user was doing. There were a lot of users that said, no, this is it. And so they created programs that would block advertisement. Well, at the same time, blocking advertisement, well, the user may consider this no different than a spam filter. The content producers considered it more like theft. They're saying, all right, well, we told you had to watch this advertisement in order to pay us. Well, you blocked this advertisement, so we're not receiving any money anymore. So they either stop producing or stop allowing view to that content, or they fight back and block the software that blocks the advertisement. So this has been an actual interesting back and forth, where you started out with an ad blocker, and then you had content producers develop software that would block the ad blocker, and back and forth several times, where you have ad blockers. It's actually kind of ridiculous the way they've gone through on both one side the legal lawsuit route and the technological development route. So that's how this technology was shaped. It was shaped out of a development in the way we consume media on the internet. It has led to a pretty bad conflict. I notice I run with several of these ad blockers on my system, and I will get to several websites, Forbes.com in particular, that will flash up, will note that I have an ad blocker, and will flash up and block me from accessing any of their data until I disable my ad blocker. So there's a lot of content interaction. It actually affects the way we're interacting between consumers and producers. Now, this is actually interesting because the majority of the internet as it currently stands is based off of this advertisement-based system. If ad blockers are allowed to continue, this could actually affect the way that we interact on both social networks and the internet in general, by taking us away from an advertisement-based system and putting us back into the paywall-based system, which will restrict portions of the internet behind unless you're willing to pay for it. So that is one way in which this conflict between producers and consumers may actually has developed technology which may actually change the way we relate to each other going forward into the future. Run over a little bit long, and hopefully I've covered enough to give you an idea of the scope of this problem. Thank you, and that'll be it.